Continuing here, I want to breeze through these talking points and comments on current events, recent events. You know, I sometimes I feel like I should apologize for going on and on about this girl of my dreams, but I'm really, it's been life changing. Just being in love, it's a huge sense of relief that it was possible. Okay, and because I just didn't think that it could happen for me again, and I'm just pleased as punch that God had created this woman, that she is just perfect. I can't see a flaw in her for me. For me, I just feel like I could devote 100% of myself to this woman for the rest of my life. It's the last girl. And I know I figured out what it is that's so alluring about her. It's just, I know she's got to be a godly woman. It's got to be that. There's just no way that I could be this smitten by this girl, okay, unless it had something to do with the fact that she loves God, okay? It's got to be. It's got to be that she's just a loving human being, and I just want to be with her. And hey, if she even had a boyfriend, I wouldn't be talking like this. I don't know that she does or does not. I don't know. I know very little about her personal, intimate life, and like I said, I'm no stalker. I'm not going to invade her privacy. I'm not going to out her. She shall remain anonymous. She knows who she is, and I like her a lot. I love her, and I'd like to, my intentions are pure. I want to be her husband. Yeah, I'd like her to be my wife, and I'd like to be possessed by her, and I'd like her to be free. And I don't want to cramp her style. I don't want to take a lot of her time. I just want it to be a pure, easy relationship that we could spend some time together here and there, even if we're married. It doesn't have to be a traditional marriage. I'm not looking to move in on her. I've got a very comfortable place where I am. I've got a good life, and I like my independence. We have the best of both worlds. If she wants kids, wonderful. If she doesn't want kids, wonderful. But, I'm going to be able to collect retirement. I'm in a perfect position to have another kid or two, or whatever God wants or doesn't want, whatever. But I'm in a good position for that, and I could raise them myself. Don't need child care, and could take care of them completely. But because I know that she's got a busy schedule, and she's a hard-headed woman too. I sense that very serious nature, and I'm a very serious guy too. I'm not a heartbreaker. You could ask any of the girls I've ever been with. I'm a pretty good guy. I'm pretty sensitive, intuitive, and I'm a nice guy, and I think every girl I've ever been with would have to agree and attest to that fact. Even my former wife, she can't really. I know she can't hate me. Hell, I never even sued her for child support. Okay, that would have caused a whole lot more difficulty in her life if I had done that, because I was a single dad for a long time. I got custody of my two daughters, and I could have made her life a living hell if that was what I was trying to do. I wasn't, though, because I was very much in love with this woman even after she dumped me. It didn't change the love I had for her, which I'll always have for her. How do you stop loving someone that gave you 3 beautiful children, that went through the painful endurance of childbearing? I mean, I can't. I won't. She nursed my daughters. That's more than my mom gave me. As much as I love my mom dearly, I never got breastfed. It was chic back then, in the late 50s, I guess, just to put them on formula right away. Hey, I still plan on living to be 120, so I'm not too worried about not being breastfed. I'm just saying, I know that the mother of my children, my former wife, my former beloved, former girl of my dreams, is someone that cannot say anything too bad. She knows, even though I did something wrong to her, I did it with her permission. I couldn't done anything behind her back. I never would. I wasn't that kind of husband. I wasn't a great husband. That's for damn sure. I failed in many ways. But when it came to being faithful and true to her, I always would have been. I just, I was stupid to ask the question, and I fell into a trap, and it kind of really messed up my life in a huge, grandiose way. And for that, I'll be sorry forevermore. But, at some point in life, you just got to move along, accept the forgiveness God gives you, and just say, look, she doesn't have to forgive me ever. And even if she did forgive me, it doesn't mean she's got to come back to me. She's free to live her life and to seek happiness without her former beloved. And, that's that. I just have to suck it up and move on. And that's what I'm trying to do. But, I'm just saying that I'm very excited at this point in my life. I've gone through some big changes lately, big changes that I really needed. Growth inducing and pain inducing, but imperative to my psychological, emotional, mental survival. Okay. I've got to seek to be free. Okay. I've got to seek to be in love again. And I found that. I found that recently. And like I said, even if it's not reciprocated and my love goes unrequited, I'm still reaping the benefits of just being in love. And I don't know what's going to happen if she hooks up with another guy. I will suck it up. Just like every other time that I failed in my life, I will suck it up and turn to God, and God will get me through it, because he's gotten me through everything else, just like he's gotten you through everything else, and everybody else that turns to him. He helps us to, to deal with all the storms of our lives that we have to deal with. But, if she's listening, look, girl, I can't help but say this, like King Solomon said, love concealed is worse than open rebuke. So there's no way on earth that that's an option for me. I'm not rebuking you. I don't see anything rebukable. So I've got to let you know, as long as you're a single woman, that to my knowledge, I cannot help myself. I cannot resist. You're irresistible. And I've just got to put it out there. I've got to let you know. Okay, I'm as real as I can possibly be. $100 billion I wouldn't trade for a chance at your hand. All the wealth in the world I wouldn't. It's just, that's how I feel. You're the apple of my eye. I want to be whole. And the only chance I have at being whole is to have a rudder. I'm like a big fat ship without a rudder, okay, is the way I feel. Is that I'm experiencing about 1/10 of what my life could be or less. Okay, just like a ship, it's useless, floundering. It's aimless without a rudder. Okay, that's what a man without his missing rib is like. And that's what I am. And it's tough to admit that, but, that's the reality for men. At least men, they could be single, but they've got to be they've got to have that door open to being in love and replacing that missing rib, being devoted and letting her be the boss. Because we all know at the end of the day, it really is the female energy that runs reality, the good reality, okay? The glue that holds the fabric of reality together, the family, okay? That the woman, you talk about power, she could extinct the species if she so desired. Because men can't force themselves on women sexually. So you tell me who's running the show. It's up to a woman. That's it. So they're holding all the cards. I've got to move on here. I want to get through some thoughts today too. Trump's wall, all in the news. I thought it was a dumb idea in the first place. I knew it was going to be a political football and used against him, even though these people themselves, used to, tout greater border security. They don't care anymore all of a sudden. But I don't have much to say on that. The only use I have for this wall, because really, if there's no benefits to illegal immigration, then they wouldn't be coming here. So somehow, they're leapfrogging. They're cutting in line. That's what's going on. We all know, hey, I might do it myself. I'm not condemning illegal immigrants. Okay, I'm just saying. You know, I get their desperation, but we've got our own desperate people. Let's do this in a first come, first serve. Take care of our own native-born sons and daughters before we let all the rest of the world in. I'm no xenophobe. Let the whole world in once we fix our own damn problems, okay? But do it in order, okay? In an orderly fashion. Take care. We'll do it in a logical fashion. We got whales dying on the beaches. It's messed up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. We got planes crashing in the sky. This, what is this particular plane? They got this, oh, I forgot. Boeing is, Boeing has got some issues. They've gotten too automated, I guess, is probably part of the problem. So they say, oh, it's a software glitch. We're killing hundreds of people here, but just a software glitch. And, you know, they're not going to talk about putting parachutes in the planes. We're all just chopped liver. Fighter pilots, oh, they get ejection seats and parachutes, but nah, you're just a passenger on a jumbo jet. You don't, nah. Bupkiss for you. You're chopped liver. We got a leopard that attacked this woman that wanted a selfie. God, I would never. Would anybody stand next to a cage to do that? I mean, she knows that the claws can fit right. I mean, good God, how stupid can you be? I talked about this mosque shooting in New Zealand. 2 different mosques, 49 people dead. I talked about chemtrailing, college scam. Oh, if you want to, you know, best way I found, I think, to keep your car from being broken into, especially like in the cities, if you're parking in the city, you keep a sleeping bag in there, some blankets, and which is good to have in your car anyhow. You know, some towels maybe. Make it look like you're living in there. If it looks like you're living in there, maybe a jug of water or something like that. It's very unlikely because it's going to be somebody that's financially desperate themselves that's going to break into your car to steal from you or just to see what you got in there. And remember, once they access inside your car, they can open your trunk and everything else. So just make it look like you're living in there. That's a trick I've found. Just wanted to share watch an episode of True Crime Files where this young man murders an innocent man for a few bucks. Literally, it's his girlfriend's mom he's doing it for, and she's paying him. You know, so this is the kind of thing a universal basic income would avert. All those that are opposed to a universal basic income, they are opposed to Martin Luther King Jr., and they're opposed to fixing these kind of problems. The next time a convenience store clerk's head gets blown off for a few bucks, remember, it's your fault if you're opposed to a basic universal income. You know, just ask, you call yourselves Christians? Well, whose planet is this anyhow? Ask that. But we've got a lot of unnecessary human suffering, and this is what I object to. I talked about all the organic suffering because of the fall of man, the original sin, and the subsequent curse, all that stuff with the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah, that's across the board. That affects us all. And it's commendable that any of us can contend and cope with that. That's hard enough. Just you know, finding some semblance of creature comfort and surviving in this crazy world. Organically, I'm just talking the natural facts, you know, being born into a very tough, kind of mean, harsh reality, right? That we have to, you know, wow, caveman style, right? We got to deal with this. And none of us would have anything if it wasn't for other people. What would you have? Look around you. What would you have if it wasn't for somebody else making that for you? So, but, yeah, ask whose planet is this anyhow. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your planet. You understand? So you rightfully have a share. So at birth, we could settle this argument from birth, have this level playing field from birth. We're all born rich. And all those people out there that are opposed to that scenario, they're like the plantation owners. They're God's enemies, essentially. And they can go to church all day. They can call themselves Christians, read the Bible till they're blue in the face. It doesn't make it true. They're the kind Jesus said, yeah, a lot are going to say they're Christians and call on me in that day. I don't know you. Away from me, all you evildoers. You're evil. You see, if you neglect the least of men and don't care and say, well, we've got our rationale and reason why people, some people at least got to experience hardship and make them work for money. We can't just give money away. Who are you to decide that? You're above God? Your opinion counts more than God's opinion? That's what you're saying, essentially. That it's okay that these people aren't free. I accept hereditary wealth. That's fine. And I'm opposed to inheritance tax. Yeah, of course. You've got to leave it all to your kids who did nothing for the money. But no, I stand behind that. But I'm opposed to asking whose planet is it anyhow and sharing the inherent wealth of the